Good afternoon this Thursday, January 23rd. Well, the grain trade coming back sharply, making new contract recovery highs again today, both corn and soybeans. And of course, they sell them off from the highs into the close a bit, always making it look like some kind of reversal. But we never closed lower. We did close higher. And of course, part of this reason for the run is this Argentine rainfall, again, and mostly tied to Buenos Aires to the south. This is as of January 22nd. The rainfall overall for the grain belt for Argentina. This is done by Karen Brown from Twitter on Reuters. She does a really good job of stuff like this. I suggest you follow her. Anyway, she puts this out showing the rainfall. Here's 2025. We are running at about just under 60% of normal rainfall right now than we should. And this is the worst year that she could find going back to 1996. Granted, we had 2013 and 2009, which weren't that great, and big rallies occurred those years. Also, 2018 was the last big Argentine rainfall rally we had that year. And here we are down here. Of course, what's changing is we have been getting rain in the northern portions of Argentina. Again, I'll highlight this for you. Santa Fe for the rainfall shows up on right here. Here's Santa Fe in this area. Cordoba is over here catching rain, but it's this Buenos Aires. 30% of the beans come out of here. Otherwise, the whole bean region is throughout here. This is why we're rallying. The crops continue to collapse in size down there. Plus the rainfall to the north in Brazil. They're looking for dry down, but it's not necessarily occurring. And reports on the ground are some of these beans are sprouting already, and we're not getting exports out fast enough. Now, that was a forecast through February 1st. Here is through the 6th on the GFS. As you can see, it just shows a little bit of a chance, but who cares about forecasts beyond the 10-day? They've always been saying it's going to rain, and it doesn't, but it already lightens up to the north. Now, of course, the euro that everybody loves to embrace, it always has rain in it. Yes, it did bring the rain to Santa Fe and into Cordoba, but Buenos Aires, it again throws that hope in there. By Saturday, February 1st, we should start having something end of next week. Or will we? We've seen this before on the euro, and it doesn't arrive. So we've got a large portion of Argentina, a third of the bean crop, is in trouble because of Buenos Aires, where they're having a hard time getting this crop to look good. And, of course, in the north, Brazilian beans, whether they get them started, harvested in time, and whether some of them go to bad condition. Well, here we are, March bean contract. On the March bean contract, put in another new high today after a rough night session. Not an outside day down. If anything, it's a key reversal day back up from yesterday's poor close. We have been discussing going to 1079. That's on the continuation chart. But if we do measurements on the March bean contract, we come up with 1086. That's this leg here. Pulling back and doing a match. We had a longer 3 than we had a 1, and that's fine. So wave 1 and 5s are typically equal. That would suggest going to 1086. On the continuation chart, we came up with 1079 on the simple ABC, and this 200-day continues to be a pausing factor on the close. So Friday's a big day tomorrow. Are we going to see some rain or not? Are the funds going to keep buying into these beans? They've went long now. Are they going to add to their length and give us a farther run yet to that 1086 range? This is when if we do see that, as we've already cleaned up the rest of our old crop beans, we will make new crop bean sales and get this thing pushing up to around the 1081 range, where we'll make a flat recommendation straight up, selling 25 to 30% at this price point, and look to buy some short-dated bean puts against the November contract that carries us at least through the 4th of July. Then if we're in the money, we can just roll those to a deeper in the money November put. But for right now, we'll see here if we can get further strength to start our new crop bean selling. Corn, well, we have been targeting 485 to 495. We've made it. 494.5 today for a high. After an outside day up, it was creating, but it's just a key reversal day up after yesterday's lower close. Is this the top of a minor 3 before we get a fourth wave? This would map out with the typical poor seasonal of late January to early February being sour for prices, especially with the farm forum scheduled to be right about here from the USDA, where 99.999% of all farm forum data is bearish. So we'll see if that's the setup, and then we get a final wave 5, wave 3, which does not necessarily have to make a new high. Then we'll see wave 4 break that into the March 31st acreage report, and then a final second wave quarter high. Typically early April to early May, we get a final wave high on the old crop. as we look at the Argentine, Brazilian corn crops. Are they having problems or not? So we'll see. I think we're making a high in here. New crop December, challenging the downtrend line when scored way back to prior highs, but otherwise current highs, if we take last year, November of 23, scoring it with last spring's high, this gives us a potential maybe up in this 470 area where we'd rather make our sale. If it appears we have a shot at it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we may not. We'll have to probably solve something here. I haven't sold yet because a lot of the guys in the Midwest, you need 475 or better to break even on that corn. So if you're going to make a sale, we'd at least like to make that sale at a profitable sale. Other areas could probably make money here. Everybody else I know of, they've all made sales down here. So we'll see. We'll maybe get a start going here Friday or Monday. On cattle, flavor of the day, bolting to new highs again today. We have been measuring and saying we can get to 206 on the board, 206, 207. How did we get that? Do we just pull it out of thin air? No, it's always measured move theory. Now watch the blue numbers. Here is 1, here is 2, and here is wave 3, okay? So inside of the wave 3, we've got a 5-wave stance in play. Now what's interesting is when you measure from here to here, you get this, okay? Which is why we had stalled there for a while, and we had called it wave 3 of a minor of wave 3. We have multiple 3s playing out here, even on a larger scale. Here's a 2, there's a big 3, okay? Here's a blue 2, there's your blue 3. Now inside that, we're creating 5 waves up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now the point is, if you do these measurements, okay, and you get these equal waves, well, the equal wave tells us we're going, this was $16.50 on this leg. Well, since wave 3s can be extended of wave 1 when you do these measurements, then we take this measurement, which is $16.50, take that times 1.5, which means you, since it was $16.50, you add another 8.25, you come in up with this 206, 207 range, measured move theory. So we'll see if we get that. Moving forward, then you get a pullback of wave 4 and a possible wave 5. There is no timeline on this 5. It doesn't mean in April. It's just there's later on in the future a wave 5 rally. Feeder cattle, we'll do the math here too. We've been saying 275, 276. If we do matched 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we've been stair-stepping. Now, theory says 3 should be extended, right? Here's 1. Well, if 3 is not extended, there is a rule that says then the 5 will be your extended one to finish off wave 3. Here's your wave 5. So if that's the case and these are $20 moves, well, half of 20 is 10. So that means a 1.5 times move is $30. So instead of 275.5, 276, we could theoretically go to 286.5, 280. That should be 285.5. 286.5. This is just to kind of give you an idea how explosive this is. And we have the January 31st data coming up for our annual inventory herd. And we have new crop calves getting ready to be born here February, March, April. We can do for you, if we get this explosive move set up, we can do on unborn calves livestock risk protection insurance. So call us, 701-222-0221, if you want to talk about hedging out farther on new crop calf production on unborn calves. This is Eugene Grainer with Heartland Investor Capital Management. Hope you find this information useful.